What's up guys, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thanks for coming back for yet another week. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to properly calibrate a backpack sprayer, or really any sprayer in that matter. It's going to work the same no matter what sprayer you have. Before we get into today's video, I actually want to give you guys a couple updates on some things that are going to be happening here in the next couple weeks. As you guys know, in my last video I talked about this project lawn that I'm going to be taking on here with the lawn care nut. I'm really excited about that. That's literally a couple weeks away, and I realized from a lot of the comments I've been reading that I actually forgot to mention a couple details. Where the lawn is at, is it a cool season lawn, is it a warm season lawn, who is the lucky owner who gets to have their lawn revamped by two lawn care professionals. This is a cool season lawn. It's actually right here in Northwest Indiana. It's a mixture of perennial rye and Kentucky bluegrass. The lucky owner who gets to have their lawn done is actually a good friend of my dad. He moved into this house a couple years back, and now they're kind of settling down and they wanted to revamp the lawn. And so I figured, you know, hey, this would be a great idea to do a project lawn, literally to show you guys who are buying new lawns, or for those of you guys who have fairly good stands of turf existing and you just moved into your house, show you guys how to build your lawn from the ground up to make it the best it can be. Anyway, in the meantime, I still have to give you guys some lawn tips, especially since we're in the midst of the summer here, and the biggest issue we're having is lack of consistent rainfall. And because of that, the lawns have actually been going in and out of dormancy a little bit. You could see right there, see where it's kind of stressed. Now remember, as I talked about in my last video where I compared this to a coma, it's very unhealthy for a lawn to go in and out of dormancy. So if you can manage that with some good irrigation, I recommend you do. Again, link in the description below to a video on how to water the lawn. Also, another thing I'm seeing as I look at the lawn here, I'm starting to see some fungus issues that are starting to take hold. This is dollar spot. Look at this right here. See that? See how it kind of shows up in clusters like that? We have it right there. Got a little bit right there, and just a fair amount of it in this spot right here. Lawn rust. See the blades? See how they're cut? See all the orange pustules on the blades? Like, watch this. Look, ready? See how my hands kind of have an orange look to it? Yeah, those are pustules. And when you disturb these pustules, whether it would be mowing or walking on it, those pustules will burst and spores will get all over. It's only a matter of time until it spreads to the rest of the lawn. Last thing here, and then we're going to get into the video. That is that I'm actually going to be spraying weeds tonight. See the back lawn here? It looks sort of okay from first glance. Got a little bit of discoloration up there, and again, we haven't had a lot of rain. But you'll see that a lot of this backyard is taken over with clover and ground ivy and things like that. As far as how to control this, we're going to be using our typical over-the-counter weed control. As you guys know, as long as it contains 2,4-D and dicamba, you'll be good to control these broadleaf weeds. Another problem I've been having back here is high amounts of crabgrass. See this? Look, this right here, this is actually really mature crabgrass right here. See the tillers? And it's actually at a really mature stage. See the tillers right here? See how we're already up into the 1, 2, 3 stage, and it's actually getting ready to drop seeds. That's how crabgrass works, right? It grows, it matures, and then it forms these seed pods, and then once the proper conditions hit, these guys drop seeds and then they germinate the next season. The best thing to do for this right now would not be your typical 3-way, even though it does have conchloric in it, because that conchloric is not going to be in high enough concentrations to control crabgrass at this mature of a stage. So if you're looking for a standalone product to control crabgrass, I'll leave a link in the description below to a good quality product that you can use. This brings me to one question that I know a lot of you guys are going to ask me, and that is, hey Jake, can I spray weed control in the midst of the summer? And the answer is yes. You just have to be careful with it. And what I mean by that is that if you're going to spray weeds, make sure that you're staying within the heat restrictions of the product you're applying. Well, this Bayer Advanced product I'm going to be using here, it clearly states do not apply if temperatures are going to be 90 degrees or higher. Now, I don't recommend that you spray in the middle of the day either. Just because it's not 90 degrees out doesn't mean it's probably going to hurt something at 85, 86, or even 87. So it's important to keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do here to hedge my bets, and I recommend you guys do this too, is spray weeds in the evening when everything's going to be cool. That'll allow the weed control to absorb and do its thing in the cool hours of the night, and then by the time it heats up in the morning, everything will be dried up and absorbed and you won't have anything to worry about. one thing I learned from my last sprayer is that they always put these little plugs in here, these little orange plugs over the holes. I guess that's for safety or something, I don't know. But to avoid leaks during transportation. But anyway, just thought I'd let you know that before you get to filling this with water, make sure you take this off, otherwise you're not going to have any flow. And you're going to be wondering why. Tips right there. Nice. I know I'm barefoot, and I know a lot of you guys are going to correct me in the comments about that, but give me a break, man. I just got back from cutting yards. See my trailer right there. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up, and we're going to go ahead and do a bucket test. Remember, it's important to do a bucket test so we can understand how long it takes to pump out a gallon of water, which will also tell us how long it'll take to cover 1,000 square feet. In addition to that, it will also, contribute to other factors like how fast we need to walk, how much we need to put in the hopper, things like that. First thing, replace this tip here, because as I mentioned, we want the fan tip nozzle so that we can get a fine mist of droplets for more even consistent coverage. Now, if we were doing other means of application like around the landscape or whatever, this would be a totally fine tip to use, no problem. But for lawns, no brass tip. It's got to be the fan tip. It tells me right there, look, wider spray pattern, that's what I want. And it's compatible with this sprayer, so I guess it's telling me that this is probably the best of the best. Especially with this sprayer, it has the widest spray pattern, so that's what I want because it'll make my application more efficient. Quick tip for you guys, if you're looking for which tip to use, as it states here in the manual, you want the one with the wider spray pattern. Notice right here, the grain fan tip, I have the 105EX. Thank you, Sprayers Plus, for hooking me up. I appreciate it. This one has 135 degrees wide, whereas the blue fan nozzle only has 110. So this is really going to be an upgrade from my last one. But that just goes to show that if you're looking for which nozzle to use, pick the one with the widest spray pattern. It'll make things that much easier. Remember, it's all in the tips, my friends. It's all in the tips. Quick pause here, I'm in the middle of editing the video right now, and one thing I noticed is I actually made a math error while I was calculating the gallons per minute that come out of the sprayers. For some reason, when I set my stopwatch, I must have set it 10 or 15 seconds early, I'm not really sure, but when I did it this first time, it came out at about 33 seconds, and then when I did it again a second time just to make sure, I got 15 seconds. So I don't know, maybe if it was me and my faulty timing, or maybe it was the sprayer, I don't know. But whatever it was, when I tried it again this day, it came out to be half as what I got the first time. So instead of 30 seconds, it ended up being 15 seconds. So it kind of threw my math off a little bit. I hope you guys understand. With that, what you're about to see here is going to be my bucket test that I did today out on the field. Just correcting myself in my math mistakes, so let's get back to it. Just performed another bucket test, and what I realized is that it came out nowhere near as last time. Last time I got like 30 seconds or something. Maybe I was calculating a little bit wrong, but this is a 16-ounce cup, remember? 32 ounces are in a quart, 4 quarts are in a gallon. So take whatever this is, multiply it by 8, and that's how long it takes to spray 2 gallons of water. So if I got 16 ounces in here in 15 seconds, multiply that by 8, that means it'll take me 2 minutes to spray 1,000 square feet, whereas with my other sprayer it would take about 3 or 4. Let me clarify that real quick. My measuring cup is 16 ounces, that's half a quart because 32 ounces are in a quart, 4 quarts are in a gallon, 1 gallon covers 1,000 square feet. My sprayer takes 15 seconds to output 16 ounces of water. So if I follow the formula here, 32 ounces are in a quart, 16 ounces, that's half a quart. So I multiply that by 8, that gives me my gallons worth of output. And what I come out with here is it takes me 2 minutes for my sprayer to put out 1 gallon of water and also cover 1,000 square feet of lawn area evenly. Now we're going to do what is called a walk test. What we're going to do is we're going to walk across an area of my lawn here that's 1,000 square feet, and the goal is to spray 1 gallon of water evenly across this 1,000 square foot area in 4 minutes. And the reason we're going to do this is because it'll help us understand things like how wide the spray pattern is, how many passes we have to make, and how fast we have to walk. It's important that you do this before applying anything with any sprayer because it'll help you understand your sprayer a lot better. Before doing anything, and this is actually a rookie move I make all the time, is that you should fill on a flat surface, so then that way you don't, miscalculate your the amount of water that's in the tank, because that can happen. Even the slightest tilt, and that can ruin your whole measurement. So right here we filled the sprayer up to 2 gallons, and our goal is to get down from 2 gallons to 1 gallon and do it in exactly 4 minutes and evenly cover the lawn area. Recently did a measurement here just to make things easy. This rectangle right here from the sidewalk all the way up here to the walkway, this whole rectangle here, this is 1,000 square feet. So we're literally going to spray from here down to the sidewalk and hopefully do it in 4 minutes. Alright, check that out. So in 2 minutes and 15 seconds we were a little bit slow. That's okay though, because with the next products, which is all I pretty much spray on my lawn really, they're goof proof, so going a little heavy, that's okay. So I got 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and in that time I covered 1,000 square feet with 1 gallon of water consistently. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm over here doing a little bit of irrigating, and a couple things I've been noticing since I've been looking at this lawn, and it's actually starting to look a little bit better now it's got water in it, to be honest. So the biggest issue is that no matter what, this area right here from the sidewalk to right there where the cup is, this area is always dry for some reason. If I have to guess, it's because of these Bradford pears over here. I wonder if they're going under the sidewalk and possibly getting into this side of the lawn over here, because no matter what, this side is always dry. So what I've decided is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra day of watering just on to this whole section right here. I mean, the whole lawn's still going to get watered, but only for this section of the lawn right here, I'm going to add an extra day onto my watering. So while that's getting watered twice a week, this is going to get watered 3 times a week. And I'm also going to consider adding an extra 1/4 inch to the water over here just to give this area a leg up.